Greetings, y'all. Welcome back, and thanks for stopping back by. I do appreciate y'all as always. So on today's video, uh, I had told y'all that I was going to try an experiment and try to make my own PLIP stem, or as Savinelli calls it, their dry system stem. And then just a quick reiteration for those of you that don't know. Well, this here is a Savinelli dry. Um, And let's get this out of the way, y'all. I am smoking some delicious Peterson Irish Flake in here. Very heavy blend, and as I have told y'all before, I do prefer the heavy blends, strong blends, and that is what I'm smoking here in this Savinelli 621. Yeah, good stuff. But anyways, I believe I was successful in making my own PLIP stems. We're going to be going over that today. Some of you have actually said or expressed an interest in wanting to do this yourself, and this is exactly what I'm trying to do, y'all. I'm trying to hopefully expire or inspire those that would normally be on the fence about doing some stuff. I'm hoping to give you some inspiration, and maybe you can go out and try this yourself, do this yourself, experiment. It's possible, y'all, that you'll fail, or maybe not. I know that I fail, y'all, and each time that I fail, I learn and I learn and I learn and I get better and I get better. Um, and yeah, I'll show you some of them failures. But so we are going to go over um, how I do this. A lot of you have been interested in the how. I could just get on here and say, "Yep, did it. There you go. Good stuff." And thanks for watching. But uh, there have been those that have wanted to me to go into, I guess, depth on how to do this. So if you come here for something quick and easy, I'm going to warn you that's not going to be the case. So if you click off now, I don't blame you. And thanks for watching. But y'all, let's get into it. Let me light this Irish flake back up again. Hmm. Yes, sir. That's good stuff, y'all. That's good stuff. So I am going to take you and show you some pictures. I got one little video of me doing some work. We're going to be going over some of the tools that I use. And these are just tools that I either seen in a video um, from other pipe makers, or stuff that I thought that would work good for me. And or hmm, good stuff here, y'all. My wife is a beautician, and she does hair and nails. Um, I actually found that a lot of her tools work really well in the construction of stems, and she allowed me to use her tools, um, which was great, y'all. They worked out perfect. So I will show you those here in a little bit. But we're going to get on, and at the end here, I'll show you these two pipes that I've put together with these PLIP systems. And let's go on right now, and let's start this off. Get to the pictures. So right here, y'all, it's a quick, small little video. This is going to show you the little lathe that I got. Now, if y'all remember back, I told you I got it off Amazon. It's like $45, real cheap. And it's not the best, but it works. I haven't really wanted to pull the trigger on on a big lathe. yet. Not until I know that I might get some use out of it. But this little one so far has been working for me, y'all. I'll use it, I guess, until she quits. But here's a little video of me turning down my first attempt at a PLIP. And so what I'm doing here, y'all, is I'm turning down the tenon. Um, and this, of course, is the piece that goes into the shank area right here. So I'm turning that down right there. Um, and you have to have patience, y'all. It doesn't happen real quick with this little small lathe. Uh, you've seen the videos of all the professionals and what they do. It seems like they just rip right through it, right? This one here, gotta have a little patience. Towards the end, I'll stop and I'll get my micrometer and I'll check. I check the the circumference to see if it's where I need it to be, and continue on until I've gotten it to that point, and then disassemble from this area right here, and then put it into the pipe that it's going into, and see if it's got a nice tight fit. Um, Now, normally, y'all, what I would do, well, yeah, that's what I've been doing lately, is I turn it down and I put it in the pipe. This is the pipe that I chose to start off with. It's basically it was a basket pipe, y'all. I don't, yeah, I think you could consider it a billiard, maybe a Canadian, is from what I can tell. It says it's made in Italy. It's made by La Roca. So, Le Roca, I guess, is how you say it. Um, but so I decided to play with this one because I didn't spend a lot of money on it. So as you can tell here, I went ahead and I got it all set up where it fits nice and tight into the pipe. I turn it down to where it's just a little bit on the big side, y'all. Just a little bit on the big side. And then I will use some sandpaper to fine tune it. And then shine it up a little bit right here until she fits nice and snug inside the pipe. That's what I do, y'all. I suppose you could turn it down to where it's just perfect, but yeah, I've tried and I've failed. It's easier to take some off than it is to try and add some back, if you know what I mean, y'all. Um, and so what I've done here also is I've measured in where I want to start the stem to go flat and where I want it to stay round as I'm going through this. I had to also be careful, y'all, because as you know, the P-lip does not go completely through the end of the stem. So I wanted to make sure I stopped just shy of that area, leaving myself room to make that P-lip area. Let's go on to the next picture here. So here's what happens too, y'all, is you really got to have a lot of patience with these stems. There's a lot of filing. There's a lot of trying to take the excess material away. You could use a I tried my bandsaw. I ended up cutting off line. It was terrible. You could use I tried my belt sander, and that kind of does work. I have a disc sander. That works basically okay too, but you got to really watch it. So you take the bulk of the meat down off of it, and you end up doing a lot of filing. Here's where I start with a nice heavy rasp file, y'all, and start filing down um, and starting to shape the stem the way I want it. Um, so you got to have a lot of patience, y'all. Now, of course, my drill bit right here, it's telling me where I stopped, where it's going to be stopping up in here, so I know where to go from that point. Let's go on to the next one. Yeah, well, there you go. Got a little impatient, y'all. That's another one of my problems. Is I should have stopped and took a lot of pictures, but I get so excited while I'm doing the job that I want to see the end product. So I just keep working and I stay focused. That's part of my problem is I just stayed with it, and then realized in the end I forgot to take pictures. but at least I grabbed a couple in the beginning, y'all. So here she is. Now this block was called Tiger's Print or something like that. It interested me, so I thought it would look good. Now the pipe, if you recall, it was more of a brownish. And then when I got done and I put it all together, I realized, yeah, that brown and this black and gold just doesn't go too good together. So I sanded it down and I went ahead and restained it in black. Um, and I think it looks better in black as it sits together with this stem, y'all. Um, Here we go again. So the tip of these stems, y'all, is very, I guess it's subjective on how you want it to look. So Savinelli, they do theirs like this. I don't know if y'all can see that. Um, it kind of has this nice little arch at the bottom. And I tried to work with that. I ended up making mine straight instead of this arch. Mine basically just has the clenching area for the button, and then it just kind of goes straight here instead of a nice little arch. I don't know, y'all. I'm still learning, still figuring out what works for me. Yeah, there's the name of that pipe here, y'all. Let me see if I can make this bigger. So yeah, it's called La Rocca. Hmm. It says made in Italy. I don't know, y'all. That's my fool around pipe right there. Um, Now here is a nicer picture of the end of the stem. So as you can tell, the smoke will go through the stem, draw out here instead of the very end, which is the whole premise of the PLIP um, or Savinelli's dry system. Um, and I did go ahead. I was really excited after I got done, and I wanted to smoke it, and I did. And I smoked it for a couple days, y'all, and it works. It works just fine. Um, just as far as I'm concerned, just as well um, as my Savinelli or my Peterson. So, can I say here in the end that I have made a functional stem? I do believe I can say that. Now it's kind of thick here at the tip, y'all. It clinches well. It clinches just fine. So if you like a fishtail, if you like something really thin, um, yeah, I suppose it could be done. Even Savinelli, theirs is not really super thin, but it's thin enough. Um, and mine, I think it's thin enough also. Works just fine. But I did like the way this turned out, y'all. It's got this nice gold and yellow shimmer in there with the black. Kind of looks like a tiger's tail, huh? Um, but I did like the way this turned out. It turned out really good. The fit and finish is not perfect. But like I said, this is my mess around pipe right here. And, it works just fine for me. Works good. I like the way it turned out. Um, okay, let's go on here. Now, y'all, some of you have asked what tools do I use? Um, Oops, dropped my lighter, y'all. Just a second. Okay, I'm back. These are some of the tools that I use during the process. So I have a drill press vise right here that I can hold the stem in, like you've kind of seen earlier. A whole bunch of files. Now I got these files from Harbor Freight, real cheap. This file right here it's fine. I got it from Snap-on Truck, y'all. For those of you that didn't know, I am a diesel mechanic, so I do spend some time on the Snap-on Truck. Um, yeah, see, there's my Snap-on little screwdriver right there too. But now here, y'all, here is the weapon of mass destruction when it comes to doing some real fine work. Now, you all probably know about Dremels. Well, this is what the ladies use in their nail shops to work on nails. And they work awesome, y'all, for making the stem. And I am very fortunate that my wife has these tools. She actually gave me this one right here, said that it was her spare one or she didn't need it. So I have this one right here now. I'm very proud of it. But so this little guy right here, real easy to hold in the hand. Um, but you can use a Dremel, y'all. Dremel can be used. There's all kinds of different attachments for Dremels. Um, Now these are right here, of course, are the chisels that I been using to turn down material on this little teeny lathe here. So y'all can see that. That's self-explanatory. Drill bits, self-explanatory. Nice heavy rasp to kind of pre-form and get rid of a lot of material. Um, Nail files, y'all. If your wife does her nails and she has nail files, grab some. They work great in sanding, even sanding your pipe, y'all. If you're gonna sand it down, it works great. Um, these things come in all kinds of grits. This here's a 180 grit. They got them all the way down to super fine, like 1,000 grit. So really takes care of business. These little guys right here, y'all, these are the attachments that go on to this tool right here. Real easy to put on. And as you can tell, there's some really aggressive ones in here. These right here just rip and snort through the material like you wouldn't believe. So you really got to watch it. And there's some really, really, really small ones in here, y'all, for working in the draw hole and doing things of that nature. But these are just, mainly the tools that I use. Not to mention out in my garage, y'all, is my belt sander and um, disc sander combo. Yeah, I've used my router table a couple times, just trying different methods of how to remove material. Um, each time I learn something new, y'all. Like I said, I fail a lot, so a lot of failures. Here's some failures right here. Here's another failure. But interesting enough, with acrylics, I did find out, y'all, that since I failed with this one here, I heated up with a heat gun real hot, and then I put it in a vise, and I was able to smash it down. And that taught me something, that if I wanted to do a really flat fishtail, I could possibly heat it up and form it that way. I don't know, y'all. I'm still learning how to do things, and yeah, just experimenting and trial and error. Some things work, some things don't work, but that's what it's all about, y'all. The School of Hard Knocks is where I go to. But here's another shot of all that stuff that I use, y'all. You can go ahead and see how fine some of these little guys are. There's some that are so fine, I don't even think you can see them in here. Um, hmm. Yeah, so they get really fine attachments here, little brushes. I don't quite know what they use those for, but hey, sanding wheel right here. So, um, there it is again. Either way, y'all, just some of the things I use. Some of you had asked, what tools do I use? This little lathe starts it all off. All these little guys right here help in the construction as you're going through. So now I went ahead and I started a new one for another pipe. And this here pipe's like I'd say it's a brandy maybe. This was another homemade pipe, y'all, that I made from those hobby construction pipes. They're half constructed, and they leave it for you to finish it out. So I think it looks like a brandy, basically. But I went ahead and started this stem for that guy right there, and I chose to do this stem right here. It's like a woodland camo. So what I did is I marked where my tenon would end right here with a felt pen. And as she spins around, you can see the felt pen mark, and go from there, and then work your way back away from this material here. Let's go to the next shot. There it is again. Shows you a little bit more of a woodland camo color right there, y'all. That's how that works. And you can see how small it is. See, there's my hand right here, y'all. I mean, obviously. You can see how small this little guy is. It's just a really small little lathe, but it works just fine. And so here I got done, and I had the tenon turned down, and then I started to turn the area where it would fit up against the shank. And from there, I would go ahead and start to flatten her down, and make my P-lip on the end right there. So there you go. Let's go on to the next one. Let's see. Like I said, y'all, a lot of filing happens. I did go ahead and drill my hole in the end right here and start to make my, I'm going to call it the clinching area. You know, they call it the button, but there is a little line right here, as you all know. So I go ahead and you start to file that and get that line built up right there, and start to file your area down right here. Now you really got to watch it, y'all. I have a what size this guy? 3/16. I believe it's 3/16. Yeah. No, it's an 1/8 inch. Okay, this is an 1/8 inch bit right here. And so 1/8 inch gives you an 1/8 inch hole. So drilling, in the beginning, I used I believe, I can't remember, y'all, and I can't read it. But of course, the larger one, basically 6mm, so you can put a balsa wood in there. I didn't drill any of these out 9mm, so they're basically drilled out for maybe put some balsa wood in there, or just run it, on its own. But you have to watch when you're filing right here, because I found out why. If you decide to file down too far, you will file into your hole, and then you're done. You're over. That piece is gone. So you have to constantly remind yourself of where your hole, what depth you can file to. And one of the ways I did that, it was I would go ahead and put the drill bit in there. Now, what was nice on the Tiger one is it was slightly opaque. You could see through it. So I shined some light through it, and you could see the draw hole, and I could tell just how far I could go down with it. Now, with this woodland camo scene right here, it's not opaque. You can't see through it. So I had to put my drill bit in there. Then I pulled the drill bit out, and I sat it next to the pipe where it was running through, and drew 2 lines in it on the stem. I don't know if I show that or not. And was able to kind of figure it out where I needed to be. But I'm sure y'all can imagine what happened there. Next, when I got done, I went ahead and sanded the pipe down too with it, y'all, so I would be able to get a nice fit and finish right here at the edge where we go into the shank. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and stain this pipe too, because I can. Yeah. So the way we bend these things, I've seen this on YouTube also, is I use a heat gun. So I have a heat gun sitting right here, had her on, and you just sit there and run it back and forth over the pipe stem until it starts to become pliable. You don't want to melt it, of course, but each time you reach down, you grab it until oh, look there, it's starting to bend. Well, once that happens, you bend it, and you kind of have to hold it there. I guess if you wanted to, you could have some cold water nearby, and once you've bent it like you like it, you just dip it in that cold water and it sets it. I didn't, so I just kind of held it there until I noticed it wasn't trying to bend back in shape. And when you do this also, you want to put I should have had a picture of that. But you want to go ahead and you want to put a pipe cleaner um, in while you are heating it up and bending it. That way it doesn't collapse your hole, is what they said on some videos I've watched. And it works just fine. Once you get done, you got it the bend you want, go ahead and pull it out, and then go ahead and blow it out if you got an air compressor, or use your mouth, I guess. And then, there you go. So that's how you bend them. Real easy to bend. So I went ahead and decided to go ahead and stain this pipe. Like I said, went with dark brown leather dye is what a lot of pipe makers use. I happen to have that stuff, so good to go. I went ahead and stained this pipe back up again. Get her going. Um, Little out of order here, y'all, but let me show you this. Now here's the pipe. Now, like I told you, once you get it, your tenon turned down, it's better to leave it a little bit on the large size, and then go ahead and turn it down with some sandpaper each time, fitting it back until you get a nice, tight, snug fit where you have to, well, you all know how your pipe stems go in, nice and tight, and get them in there. And then you can use some finer sandpaper to make her a little finer, and in the end, polish it. But here's another picture of me staining her up right there. And here is basically the end picture of this, y'all. So there she is, all woodland camoed up. You really can't see the hole here on the end of the button. Let me see if I can grab a different picture. Okay, right here. Right here. Oh, right there in the back too, y'all. You see this thing right here? It's a square looking block. The ladies call this I don't have it. It's called a shiny, basically. It has a very fine, like 1,000 grit on one side, and then I don't know what, super fine on the other side. I literally shined these dudes up with that. I didn't even put no carnauba wax on there because it just did that good of a job, and it wasn't too much elbow grease at all. But y'all can, choose to do what you want. But that right there, I can tell you right now, works perfect. Now you can see the hole there, y'all, the draw hole. That's how she turned out. And it works. It does work. It will take that, as you draw the smoke in, it comes out, goes over the roof of the mouth, just like a PLIP does. And I've been using these PLIPs all week long, and I haven't burnt my tongue. So I am happy with that. I am happy with the way all of these guys turned out. And I know that as I continue to make them, that I'm just going to get better and better, y'all. Just because each time I learn a new, I learn from a problem, a failure, whatever. I'll get better and better. And I have. Let's see if I can pull these out. I've got a bunch more, y'all. I just have to choose which pipes I want to make them for now. But it'll be fun. And maybe I won't make them all PLIP. Maybe I'll make some normal fish lips or fish tip. But I know that probably wasn't a very good presentation of what to do, y'all, and I'm sorry about that. But I do hope that it gave y'all some ideas of just what it is that I do, and also watch. There's a lot of videos on YouTube on stem construction. Now it is frustrating because you look at them and you'll hear and watch me do the stem, and they whip out all their professional equipment that costs thousands of dollars. And while it is fun to watch, it gets very frustrating, especially if you're wanting to do this because you're thinking, oh my God, how many thousands of dollars do I have to spend before I'm just able to make a teeny little stem? But I'm here to tell you, y'all, you can get into this. You can make some stems. A relatively inexpensive startup fee, um, $45 for that little lathe. I think it was $6 for them files at Harbor Freight, some sandpaper, some drill bits, of course, a drill. I mean, you can figure it out. It's definitely doable, and you might have a lot of this stuff already in your garage, and you'll be able to use it. If you don't have a heat gun, you can get those at Harbor Freight for pretty cheap. But if your wife sneak in y'all to the bathroom, grab her hair dryer, because those work too. Don't let her catch you, y'all. She probably wouldn't like that too much. Hmm. Yeah, but or better yet, ask for permission. Either way, y'all. But you can do it pretty inexpensively, and it's fun. Like I said, this is a hobby, so why not participate? Why not try to do some things? When you get done, it can be very satisfying to look at what you've done. Well, let's go ahead and look at what I've done. All right, y'all. So this was the first one I showed you. Got tiger stripe. And I do like a Canadian or a billiard. Um, Someday I'd like to get a Bing's favorite, but right now this is what I have. I do like these mainly, and you probably all know this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Um, is if the bowl ever gets really hot, and this one does, you can hold it away from the bowl, kind of like a cigarette smoker does, right? And you can continue puffing away. A lot of people would say set the pipe down, let it cool, and relight and go back again. But if you don't want to, I do like that option. You get to just hold her like this. Sometimes I'm in the truck driving and I ain't got nowhere to set it down, y'all. So I'm either going to clench it or I'm going to hold it like this. So this would be the pipe that I normally would like to light up while I'm in the truck. But so that's that one. I do like the way she turned out. I enjoy this one a lot. And now let's go back. And this is that other one, y'all. Hmm. This Irish flake is really good. Anyways, um, now one thing I did want to explore, um, probably here in the near future, I'll probably do it. But these holes right here, y'all, in the very tip, it's just a hole. Now, I want to go ahead and I want to widen it up. I want to give it that, so as the smoke leaves the stem, that it disperses more evenly through the top of the roof of the mouth. Because especially with this one here, I smoked it, and you can feel the heat from the smoke, basically like a laser beam, coming right out that hole and right up to the top of the roof of your mouth. And yeah, it if you don't watch it, if you're puffing too hard, your cadence is a little fast, then you definitely know that you are puffing away. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably widen both these guys out a little bit, so it disperses the smoke a little more evenly throughout the mouth. Um, but yeah, I don't really have any Piper observations this week, y'all. I think I'm moving right along. Gonna be putting in a bulk order here for some tobacco here soon. A lot of y'all have given me great advice on bulk tobaccos and what I can do there. And definitely excited to do that. And just continuing on. So on my next video, y'all, I do want to go ahead and show y'all a pipe rack. I already built it. And I want to show you how I did it. It's nothing special, but hey, we're crafty here on this channel. And when it comes to making pipes, fooling around with pipes and everything pipes, um, pipe holders and all the stuff I've been doing, have just had a ball, y'all, doing it. I've had a ball. Um, but next video, I'll show you how I made my pipe rack. I like it. It turned out just fine. Looks good on the mantle. But we'll get into that on the next video, y'all. For those of you that stuck around, I know this video was kind of long. I do appreciate you for sticking around. I hope those of you that had questions learned something, maybe. I know I learn every single day, y'all. This whole experience has taught me all kinds of stuff. But if y'all have any questions, I will do my best to answer them in the comment section there. I probably should do an email. I don't know, y'all. But either way, because then lengthier conversations could happen. But either way, y'all, thanks for sitting with me. Appreciate y'all. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, y'all, we'll see you.